Hello online pipe community, Ethan, Parsimonious Piper here. Today we've got another Parsimonious pipe. In it, and we'll get to what it is in a second, I am smoking a bowl of Peterson Irish Cask. A sample, a healthy sample sent to me by Terry Snarflat Piper. And I'm going to smoke this all week. It is an aromatic. Might surprise you that I'm actually going to smoke an aromatic all week. And I'll get back to you next Tuesday and let you know what I think of it. For those of you who are wondering if I've lost my mind, there's the rest of it. Oh, that's still lit. Good deal. Today's Parsimonious pipe is a nice Gold Coast pot. Gold Coast is one of the Pipe by Lee sub-brands. Not really sure it's a seconds line. It was a sub-brand. None of the Gold Coasts that I've seen until their later years looked like seconds. Hey, let's take a closer look. This pipe did not come too dirty. It had a little bit of a film on it. And when I got that cleaned off and then later went and waxed it, the briar really soaked up some color from the wax. So it is darker in the after pictures than it was in the before. The briar really seemed to be pretty dry. Before and after on the rim, you can see the rim had a little bit of, just a little bit of soot, lava built up on it. That cleaned up pretty nicely. Here's a better look at that rim so that you can see all of the grime and lava, whatever little buildup has been taken off. There is still some darkening. I am not sanding through that because I like to be reminded that somebody loved the snot out of this pipe before I had a chance to. Close-up view of the stamping, you can see that Gold Coast and the lion emblem, the shield, are really nice and clear on this one. And you can very easily read the gold filled on the gold band. These were, and I forget what the actual carats were, but they were actually gold filled bands. That was part of their sales shtick. And finally, a look at the interior. You can see it cleaned up pretty nicely. It wasn't terribly dirty to begin with, but some pipe cleaners and alcohol and that stuff cleans up on the inside really well. For $36.15, that's a hard little pipe to beat. It's just a very pretty example of a 1950s-ish pot, factory American factory pipe. Nice one. Gonna set this down and switch gears for just a minute. Last week, I talked about how instead of rubbing a flake out, if you learn to fold and stuff it, sometimes you will get completely different flavors out of it. I believe that was in the context of Heinrich's 169. Now, one of my viewers commented that this completely changed the flavor of the blend for him as well, and that he is starting to experiment with other flakes that he's been rubbing out. Dale Piper, thank you for that comment and for watching. Truck and Piper Bob, after I gave a brief description of how it is that I fold and stuff a flake, he just asked if I could give a quick demo. So, yes, as a matter of fact, I can. For the pipe, I have chosen this Pipe by Lee Liverpool. It is a fairly deep bowl, not overly wide. And in it, I'm going to put a flake of, this is Germain's brown flake. Trying to think, was this one? Yeah, this one I think I got from Sean Ghost Cop when I was up there. So what we're going to do is the first thing you'll do is you'll take your bowl and either select a bowl that is roughly twice the height of your flake, or if your flakes are too long, then figure out where doubling that would take it and tear off enough of the top so that when you fold it, you're going to come up short of the top of the bowl. You don't want your tobacco hanging out too much at the top, because we're going to want to leave a little room for kindling. So I just take the flake, fold it in half long ways, maybe sometimes in half again, and then fold it over like this. I take the bent end of that, shove that up into the pipe, and then twist. Now some of that, as I twist, is going to pop right off. Now you can see what's left is just shy of the rim. Now I'm going to take what I twisted off the top, and in this case it turns out that was enough. I'm going to take that and rub that out finely, as finely as I can get it to rub out here in my palm. You can, of course, take another flake and just dedicate another flake to rubbing out as kindling. I do that quite frequently, but I came up with enough here that I can dump that on top, and now you can see I've got just enough on top there as kindling. I can tamp that down a little. When you fold and stuff and twist a flake, you don't want to push down. That will compress too much and you'll get rid of your air pockets. So that's why you want to leave it just a little short, so you've got room to put a little kindling on top without it overflowing the rim and burning your rim. So that's how I do it. I'm going to smoke this one a little bit later. Keep in mind, when you do fold and stuff a flake, very often, even with kindling, you're going to have to light it a little more than you would if you had just rubbed it out. Yeah, it may take you a couple of extra lights to really get it going. To me, that is well worth the difference in flavor for so many flake blends. Unless I am really pressed for time, I almost always fold and stuff flakes now. Now, that doesn't mean always, but most of the time I'm going to, and even in a small pipe. If you match, by doing that fold over method, if you match the height of your bowl with the flake, then you can get a very long smoke out of a small bowl. It's really pretty amazing, the difference in smoking characteristics that you get when you do a fold and stuff. Let's get relit. As warm as it was yesterday, it is warmer in temperature, but our humidity has dropped back down to around 40%. So it's actually pretty comfortable out here, even though it says the feels like is around 93, 95. The humidity, it dropped right back out. It's comfortable. I think I'm going to work out here this afternoon. And I'm going to enjoy that folded and stuffed flake after I enjoy my Parsimonious pipe. Y'all, keep cool if it's too hot where you are, but light something you like. Enjoy your afternoon.